Well, good evening, printing enthusiasts. My name is Vicky Soma, and today I am welcoming you to another episode of How Would You Slice That? If you're not familiar with the show, we stream on Tuesdays that are prime numbers, and we try to balance a little bit of community time with like a little bit of learning, maybe a new technique or a slicing tip or trick or whatnot. And my co-host, if you're not familiar with him, is Dr. Lawrence Nightingale, who is near me in Virginia of the United States, and he he runs a makerspace at a local community college. How are you doing, Lawrence?
Doing great, Vicky. Doing great. It's been the weather's been great, and I've been 3D printing a few things here and there, trying to work through a couple logistical issues, but doing all right. Doing all right. Yeah. Yeah. How about you? How's your week? How's things happening in your world?
Well, we just survived May, which in the United States is notorious for being very busy for parents of school-aged children. And in
Yes.
fact, that's why we had to move this episode was one of our co-hosts had a chorus concert for his daughter.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Lily had a concert on Tuesday. Um, I was told that it went well. I wound up having a major mechanical failure with my car on Tuesday, so I never actually made it. But she told me it went well, and then it's interesting. It's kind of like a theme, travel wise, because she was supposed to go to one of our one of the amusement parks in the state, Kings Dominion. They were supposed to go to a strings competition, and well, there was a breakdown or an accident on 95, and they couldn't get there in time, so they didn't actually compete.
Oh no.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. There was travel difficulties in the family this week, these last couple of weeks for sure. And then, but the one thing that I did do 3D printing wise this week, and I've been doing, is we're doing our very very best to learn Blender in the
Uh-huh.
3D printing lab, and my Blender brain is burgeoning. That's alliterative, but it's been good. There's been a lot of resources that we've been accessing, and all the different ways in which you can manipulate three-dimensional models and importing models into Blender, simplifying them, augmenting them, all kinds of things like that. That's what we've been working on in the lab this week. And then for me personally, I have been trying to 3D print dragonflies to help kind of with like flying, like with like horse flies, and when you're out walking and stuff like that, if you have a dragonfly that's kind of above
What?
your head,
Is that true?
theoretically, I
Okay.
it has not worked exceptionally well, but I have tried it. So
I'm going to pitch that too. I have a rising 8th grader who's going to need one more science fair project. Like, hey,
oh
the effect of a dragonfly.
yes, dragonfly mounted on a narrow like a wire or something like that. It's supposed to dissuade them. So it hasn't worked spectacularly yet, but maybe I gotta add some legs or something like that to kind of really flesh the whole thing out. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Yeah. And how about you? What have you been working on
Um,
any?
so I'm on a chocolate 3D printing kick, and so I will show this, but I won't zoom in too close because I'm still learning on the Cocoa Press my 0.8, 1.6 nozzle. So
Mm-hmm.
it needs a little bit of cleanup here. But in preparation for 3D Printopia, which we're moving to Philadelphia, and one of the
Oh.
tourist attractions in Philadelphia is the Liberty Bell. I'm working
Mm-hmm.
on exposed to infill Liberty Bells. And then
Wow.
my other little banter that's not related to 3D printing, but maybe of interest to the viewers is was it last Thursday? I got to see Lawrence. Look, and I will zoom
Yes.
in for that. And maybe one thing that we don't note in it's not even showing yet, is it?
Not yet.
Okay, let's reshare then. One thing that we don't notice for when you're listening or maybe even just watching on the camera is that Lawrence like is way taller than me. Look at that. I'm like, I don't know, like
that's much more substantial than I would have imagined.
Of you? Yes. You got a whole like 20% on me or whatnot.
Yes.
So anyways, and Lawrence was very gracious when we showed up. It was me, my husband. It was an ambush. He didn't know that we were coming, and we just came and visited him at his place of work. Nice
little tour and everything.
Yep. Yeah. And I figured out my segue because we're talking about your place at work, and tonight's guest is at her place of work. So does that work? That's a transition.
That's very smooth indeed.
So here we go. Tonight's guest, she knows how to level up her skills, and she describes herself as being passionate about learning new things. And I think it really shows in her projects, from her customized 3D printed casts, which is like medical use, to machine sewable LEDs. So we have fashion. She has delightfully whimsical soldering kits, electronics. She has video game inspired tarot card reader. You could just really tell that she enjoys one-upping herself and expanding her knowledge, and improving herself is just the tip of the iceberg. She also helps to inspire makers, young and old, to expand their horizons with her skill seeker books that she did with Make, and her skill trees, which a lot of them you can download for free. I'll put a link in the chat when we're done with this little intro. The skill trees are little printouts with little hexagon badges. Oh, I have some that I printed out for myself today. And what they do is at the bottom, you're starting with some beginning skills. And as you go up, it gets into the more advanced skills. And it's sort of kind of gamifying your expansion of knowledge. So you get to color in when you hit an achievement, and you get a little dopamine kick. I know that firsthand because I was coloring these things in. You get a dopamine kick as you're marking stuff complete. So and this introduction cannot encompass all of her accomplishments and all of her creations. So, but we have the whole live stream to explore that more. So today we are thrilled to level up and meet Steph Piper, the Maker Queen. Hello.
Hello. What an introduction. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Wow.
Lawrence, FYI, the chat says everyone looks up to Lawrence, literally.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's hard to avoid. It's hard to avoid when I'm in crowds. That's for sure. Wow, Steph. So you're hailing to us from Australia.
Yeah. So I'm up in Toowoomba, which is a bit of a mouthful, but that's a couple of hours outside of Brisbane. And I work in a little library makerspace, which you can see behind me.
Here, we'll make it bigger. Yeah.
Yes.
And this is your day job, correct?
Yeah. So, yeah, I really love my job. People come in with all kinds of different projects, and it doesn't matter what they're studying because it's a library space. It's open to everyone. And they can come in and do not just projects for their assignments, but also just fun extracurricular personal projects too. And my intention is to make sure that they feel like they can come in and work on something that they're passionate about while, becoming independent and confident on the tools.
Wow. What kind of things do people pursue for their passions while they're there?
Yeah, a whole range of stuff. So probably like one of the biggest areas people do is we have a massive Dungeons and Dragons club.
Oh,
and they come
nice.
in here and they have minifig painting they do every second Thursday. And they also come in and print quite a lot of minifigs as well on our bamboo machines. But yeah, there's there's a whole bunch of aviation students that are always bringing in crashed RC planes to
Uh-huh.
fix on our soldering station. Yeah, a lot of engineering students always popping in to work on their assignments as well. So, yeah, art students as well, working on big ceramics molds. So, yeah, it is a bit of a blend, which is really
Wow.
nice.
That is really nice. And the engineering students, are they high school engineering students, or the system probably works differently in Australia from the United States? But what age are these students who are engineering students?
Yeah, so like they're all like university engineering students.
Wow.
So
And they use
yeah.
your library as the resource to make their projects.
Yeah, they also have their own engineering lab as well, but it's only open during like class hours. So if you miss out, then because I'm open here from 9 till 4, then they can come in with a bit more of an expanded kind of time range and flexibility. And they can even get swipe card access to this room if they get all of their inductions done, which means they can come in like 8 until 5 kind of hours. So,
wow.
Yeah, a little bit more freedom and flexibility with time, which is really nice.
That's great. And so now, and how long have you all been operating the makerspace there in the library?
Yeah, I'm just a little one-person team, and this year it'll be 10 years since I started the job. So it's very much kind of remained like a very small but kind of running on the smell of an oily rag, as we say. Kind of.
Well, it looks like you got at least eight printers back there. That's not a small operation, really.
Oh, I wish. We've only got like 5. But yeah, we have 4 bamboos, and we've got an old Creality belt printer, which I've kind of pushed back into the. Oh, actually, it's there. Pushed back into the sin bin because it's.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, the older style machines, as you guys know, they're kind of chaos agents in comparison to more modern stuff that's just a bit more reliable.
Yeah, that was part of the excitement, though, was the chaos part.
A lot of
you said it's a belt printer.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So a bit hard to see, but up on the wall there is actually a big katana sword. That's probably the longest thing we've ever made on that machine, and it took 3 days of printing.
Oh, yeah.
We had to find a wheelie bin to actually hold it up as it was coming out because the rollers weren't long enough.
That's the part that we never think about with the belt printers. When you're making something long, you got to support it as it keeps going.
Yeah. Make it too long.
I think I see your party button project right behind you, right?
Yeah. This is a project I did for the Curiosity Festival back in 2021. And what happens when you press that button is it plays one of 20 party tracks, and the characters at the top do a little dance.
Oh, that's great.
I might see if I can reach it. So, there's
there they go.
20 DJ tracks on there. And yeah, there they go, doing their little dance animation. Yeah,
that's great. That's great. That's a comprehensive maker project you got there.
Yeah, I got sponsored some grant money to build 2 of them for the festival, which I'm really grateful for because, the stainless steel metalworking alone on that was quite expensive. But yeah, every time there's a big group of kids that comes in here, they love it. They all line up and just keep pressing it one after the other.
Wow, that's great. Gotten some good mileage out of that one for sure.
Oh, they love it.
Oh, you know what? The proportions, this might hook into our earlier banter, but the proportions between you and the party button, they look very similar about me and Lawrence. Like,
yes, it is.
extra height.
Yeah.
I think the party button's a little more fun than I am. Wow. So you really even though the space is, as you say, a little bit smaller or limited, what have you, but it seems like you've had quite a bit of reach, across making and across 3D printing and as specifically as well. Tell us about your skill builder, your skill tree projects, and how did that kind of come about?
Yeah, so thanks so much, Vicky. You've already printed some out, and you've got my book. I'm blown away. I'm delighted. There it is. And but yeah,
It's really fantastic. This is the one for the youth and everything. Well, you'll be able to show it, but they have like neat little pages describing like things that you'd find in a makerspace, so that like it explains things, and then it also has like the activities and the places where you could mark your achievements and your like your gamified leveling up.
Yeah, no, I kind of came up with the idea because I felt like there needed to be more ways to reward students for going outside of the things that are compulsory and doing the extracurricular things. Like we have, like in the broader library here at least, we do so many events during orientation week that are all like learn how to do referencing, learn how to not plagiarize things, and all those kinds of core skills that are like, oh, you should know that, but it's kind of boring. So, and I kind of wanted something that could incentivize people to come in and do those and get rewarded when they build up some points. And I ended up making a makerspace one in here, and there's across the page, it kind of goes from like basics at the base in all of these little hexagonal tiles and goes all the way up to advanced. Like this is kind of a sewing one, just for example. There's 73 tiles total. And so when the students do the makerspace one of these, if they get 20 tiles up, they can get a little bookmark prize. If they get 40, then there's a book prize. And if they get all the way up to 60, then there's a set of Bluetooth headphones they can win as well.
Whoa.
Is that like the headphones you're wearing?
Oh,
I see a wire.
Better again.
Even better than those. Okay.
Yeah, these are pretty terrible headphones. But yeah, so I ended up making this big online repository. So you can actually go and download all of these skill trees for free up on my GitHub page. And people just keep sending me more of these, but from their own like skill and expertise areas. And it's kind of blown me away now that the project's been up for a few years, that it's got 70 plus skills covered now, which is crazy. Like people send me astronomy and amateur radio.
Wow.
Someone sent me cattle showing recently, which is cool. And I just have such a delightful time, going through and reading and trying to understand all of the tiles when people send these through, because there's just so much more underneath the surface there. And like, especially like in the astronomy one, like I didn't realize that one of the first early ways that you can get into astronomy is using astronomy binoculars. Like I didn't know you could get binoculars for astronomy. And like, yeah, like it's just so delightful to understand all of these different things that people are passionate about. It's one of my favorite things.
So someone made this and submitted it to you?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow. So they did the little icons and everything?
Wow. I did the icons.
Okay.
So they can send it through to me using the little skill tree app maker that someone else made, which is delightful. And then they can send me through a rough draft, and I can polish it with all of the icons and make it look really, really nice for when people download and print it out to use it. And yeah, I've kind of been working on some books to support the project that collect, like they make a collection of skills. So I've got a couple of makerspace ones. So there's one for adults and one for kids now. And I use this book so much myself. So like, for example, this page here shows my current skill levels across all of the different makerspace skills. And as you can see, I do way too much 3D printing in here. And it's about time I got a laser cutter and learned how to do some CNC and some coding. So, yeah, you can kind of see these little orange additions, which I've started to add on this year to show like how I've been kind of upping my skills this year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing those skill trees, do you have, or do you make your own prizes for that, or is it more the skill development is really the reward itself when we're dealing with the maker skills for somebody in your position?
Yeah. So just the makerspace one in here has prizes, but I'm working on like my latest book number 3, which will be a whole book about life skills. So like your cooking and cleaning and finance and self-care. I'm really hoping to find a publisher that will do a whole range of sticker rewards in there and make it kind of like full color pixel art video game style. And the little stickers that you unlock are going to be little tiny pieces of furniture. And you can stick all the furniture in these big empty house pages so you can decorate your little house. So, yeah, I'm very keen to kind of evolve this book concept into something that feels a bit more mainstream and just gives you that constant dopamine by like, oh, you've done something small, here's a little sticker kind of thing. So it's going to be a bit of an experiment. Like I haven't seen any books out there that do that. So
no, definitely not. No, it's adulting skill trees. That's a huge thing. I would think that'd be quite successful. Yeah.
I think it'd be handy for, children going off to college. I had read an article like, hey, 50 things a kid should know before they go to college. And I've been like telling my children about that, but they're not interested in learning how to unclog a toilet. But maybe if there was a sticker.
You got to know.
Things you definitely, it's either going to cost you one way or another in order to fix some of these things if you don't learn before it happens. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. That's right. So here's a bit of a preview peek at some of the big empty house kind of pages. And like, I just want it to be just filled with like just very video game inspired artworks.
Wow.
So
are you, so you were a gamer before you became a maker, and you're still a gamer, I would guess?
Yeah, this is like all of these are so video game inspired. And obviously the word skill trees is classic to video games. Like it's you earn your XP points, your experience points as you play the game, and then you can spend those on the skill tree. And what's really nice about the skill tree is you can see what's possible when you look ahead. And you can see, oh wow, I can become a stealth archer or whatever. And I will be able to be completely invisible for 10 seconds or whatever it is.
Wow.
And I think in real life, though, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what's possible at those advanced levels.
Right.
But if you can see a skill tree that kind of shows you the pathways that you can take, then it kind of opens it up a bit more and highlights the path for you.
That's that classic video game model. I think that lots of times when we're trying to help people to learn things or develop new skills, we talk about gamification, and this is a kind of a form of gamification, but very analog and very kind of real world cause and effect, which is really pretty brilliant, I would say.
Yeah, I love the way that it's off the screen and you can do it completely away from any distractions on paper, so that you can really have, a very deep self-reflection experience if you want to kind of look at where you are right now and who you want to be going forward and do that goal setting. And I especially love as well that you can kind of get a bit more of a true sense of where you're currently at, because there's a lot of people who potentially have imposter syndrome and they think, I'm not actually that good at this thing. And then they fill it in, they're like, oh, actually, I'm advanced.
Right.
Or there's people that are overconfident and they are kind of like, they sometimes come into the makerspace here and they explain to me how 3D printing works. And I'm like, that's not quite right. So, it's a nice equalizer, I think, to help you understand where you currently are.
That really does help a lot. And lots of times when you don't know what you don't know, you do wind up kind of waffling a bit. I would agree with that.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. Wow. And so
since since this is a kind of a 3D printing live stream, I'll share the 3D printing skill tree.
Yeah.
Look it over a little bit.
Let's
Lawrence,
talk about those.
Did you fill anything out?
I looked at it. I was running through work a little bit, but let's see here. I did. I saw that there was use a resin printer. Well, there's
all of the resin printer things are still blank for me.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, load and unload filament. I've done that one. Print a compliant mechanism. Definitely done that one.
Yeah. Oh, this is The icon you use, Steph, that's Mark Rober's, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I thought that was so cool. And actually, it helped me. Like, I was like, no way, I didn't print anything like that. And then I saw the icon. I'm like, oh, wait,
Wait a
I
minute.
printed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you have not just achievements, but also maybe what you might think of as detours in the path.
Yeah.
Print a failure with lots of spaghetti. I have
Achievement
done
unlocked.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely, like, I've included tiles that, reward that failure, because it's a key part of the learning journey. If you don't have that failure, you sometimes don't understand how to fix it.
Right. And I think also it brings into focus, like if we were to apply it to other stuff, like if there's only one option and somebody's habituating, maybe making spaghetti, they got to figure out how to stop doing that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
I've
and
done
then also,
that.
Vicky, you got to highlight it. I love break or print with that by removing support material. I did that just yesterday. It's really
the one that's
It's
like
easy to do.
sticking with me is my one of my middle schoolers wanted me to print a Donkey Kong for another it wasn't Donkey Kong, it was an Eiffel Tower for another middle schooler, and it took me 3 or 4 tries because I kept breaking the support material.
I'm not alone. This is great.
Yeah.
And then
oh, sorry, Steph.
I was going to say, if you flick forward a couple of slides, you'll see the advanced section at the top. And I dare say both of you have probably filled in most of the stuff that's here.
Oh, I did this one.
Yeah, so have I. I printed an ASA.
You definitely built your own printer. Steph, with the Cocoa Press account, it's based off of Voron Kit.
Oh yeah, and the one below it too. Print something that isn't
I colored that in with
yes.
I've definitely built my own 3D printer for sure. I've not printed in something that isn't plastic because I haven't. I'm behind Vicky on my Cocoa Press thing. I've definitely done a how-to guide before.
Mm-hmm.
I've used heat set inserts.
For the Cocoa Press. So the Cocoa Press brought me a lot of skill.
Hey.
I have taught friends how to 3D print, many friends for sure.
Yeah, and you'll notice that many of these are kind of very broad. Like the make your own filament one, you could be getting your own like fill extruder and making it manually, or you could literally do that classic trick where you can 3D print your own filament, like just a coil of filament on the bed with different colors.
Oh, I've seen,
I've done that.
So you could, kind of take the easy or the hard way depending on where your interest lies and what you're able to do.
So it's almost like categories or taboo where it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, it's your own personal journey.
Debate. Like that's not making your own filament.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no gatekeeping.
No, that's wonderful. I've definitely printed the molds.
Oh, yeah.
My advanced slicer settings. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I've made a lithopane actually, but I've made a lithopane, but really I've used the HueForge. Use a HueForge.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
Yes.
Oh, would that count? Okay, I did not color in lithopane because I did one tiny, but I was it was back in the day and I was impatient and I didn't want to do like the small layer heights and have it take forever. So it didn't really turn out. So I don't think I really achieved this unless we count HueForge. Then I can.
I think you should. I think we can count HueForge.
I'll get my pencil out.
I haven't recycled filament of failed prints yet. Scroll over to the other side, Vicky. See if there's
I was counting my Vonnegut, like where I used the filament as part of the art. So I went ahead and colored that in.
I think your whole entire family has done that because you had a son. One of your sons made a 3D printed soapbox car with the poop.
Oh, he was with me, but I mostly did that.
Okay, well there you go. assemble something large with 3D printed parts.
Yeah.
I printed something that's exceptionally large. I'm not sure that I have made something that's exceptionally large with 3D printed parts. Sell something you 3D printed. I've done that.
What was it hard, Steph, to come up with all of these? Like, did you have a lot on the chopping block that didn't fit into these hexagons?
I think like I tend to find that when I'm brainstorming with someone on these, like you tend to really like exhaust your ideas by the end of the session, filling in all the tiles. Like, I don't know, 73 tiles just seems to be like, yeah, a point where you're like starting to run out of some ideas.
And if anybody prints it and they have their own ideas at the top, you can set your goals.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, all of these are a bit of a community effort. So I'm happy to accept feedback and peer reviews. And there's a huge big list on that GitHub page that shows all of the skill areas that people have requested and they'd like to see.
Wow.
Yes.
So Steph, I mean, the gaming and the 3D printing and the GitHub resources, like, these are things that you've really kind of set in motion and really made do quite a bit for you. What was your background as far as formal education or college or university?
Yeah, so I originally studied Bachelor of Science, did my honours year in vaccine development, and how I got into 3D printing was kind of after that point, because I didn't really enjoy the vaccine stuff. I really wanted to get into medical 3D printing. And I remember there was this point when I was living on college here while I was studying, and like I just ordered like a RepRap Prusa Mendel kit. It was my first printer. And
really, you ordered a Mendel?
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the hottest at the time.
That goes way back. Okay.
Back. And I remember it was working finally. Not very well, but I didn't know that at the time. And called around to all my friends on college. I said, come around, it's working, it's happening. And no one else had seen a 3D printer in the flesh at that point. And we sat there and we watched it for like 2 hours being like,
I remember doing that too.
That's classic. Yeah. So yeah, that was probably like the starting point that really made me think, that's where I want to go and what I want to do with it. And from there, I ended up becoming super involved in the Brisbane hackerspace, which is like a big kind of, anarchy, volunteer-run kind of energy makerspace. And I ended up becoming president out there for a couple of years. And that's pretty much how I got the job here. And one of my favorite things about that space was just the the weird and wonderful projects people would bring in all the time. And probably my favorite project someone did was the 24-hour swipe card system, which you could set your own theme song to play, which would play on every Cisco phone in every room, because someone was a Cisco phone engineer or something. And you'd play it for like 15 seconds and you'd get to know what everyone's theme songs were. Someone had like Batman theme song, and I had the He-Man.
I was going to ask what yours was.
The yeah. It was just a lot of fun out there. And I was delighted to get the job here after they called me up and they said, can you help us set up a space like what you've got down in Brisbane? And I said, yeah, I'd love to. Traveled up and sat them down and showed them how to do the job, and then they sent me the job ad. And it's kind of completely out of the realm of what I studied. I still sometimes do a lot of like science and medical kind of jobs here, but I feel like it's so much more of where I want it to be in terms of being able to talk to people and help people out and be engaged with an active community rather than kind of being tucked away in a lab. So I feel so lucky that I was able to get a role like this and really grow into it and give back.
Oh, that's great. That's a great story. And truth of the matter is, I think that for probably for another several years, many of us who are working in maker spaces will have been trained in something different. But people who are actually trained natively in digital fabrication, CNC, robotics, kind of as like a maker focus, they're coming. We've created them. They'll be here soon, I think.
Oh yeah, so true.
So in the timeline stuff, when did you do your 3D printed casts? Because that's kind of an intersection of the medical field.
Yeah. I got one here as well, but that's a better picture. So I did this a few years into the job here, and so this one was a collaboration with our local public hospital. So they thanks for the Mendel comment there.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's true. So to make something like this, I 3D scanned my arm, and I was able to make this cast in Rhino software. So
Thank you, big.
I had to use the Grasshopper plugin, which is the mathematical one that a lot of probably people familiar with architecture end up using to make this Voronoi kind of pattern. And I ended up making a whole set of these for the hospital execs to wear to a conference. So I scanned a whole bunch of other people's arms and I made demos, but they didn't end up kind of getting tested or prototyped any further than the demonstration. And people still send me messages and come up to me and they're like, "Hey Steph, can you please make one of these for my uncle or my son or my dog?" And I have to gently be like, "It's just a prototype. It's not
right."
I wouldn't, not a doctor.
You didn't do the dog one?
Yeah. So it's a bit much, but I put up an instructable to how to make these from scratch. If anyone wants to go and kind of use this technique or take the idea further, but it's certainly not for DIY home casts, though.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not far off. I mean, there's some structural testing and stuff that would need that would ideally be done, but it's not far off. Yeah.
And you see these online already, like the big companies like Xcollette and Active Armor are already doing this kind of stuff, but it kind of just looks a lot thicker and a lot stronger. And obviously the benefit of having all these holes is that, if you break your arm, then you can have something that's a lot more breathable. So you could go for a shower or go for a swim, get a cool tan, obviously.
Yes, very cool.
That would be an epic tan.
Yes.
What happened there? Compared to your plaster cast, which obviously you get kind of very sweaty and smelly and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, in a hospital workflow, though, when you think about how fast and cheap casts are to put on when someone is in pain with a broken arm, then they're the clear winner still at this stage. Right.
Well, they are, but I think that, like I said, it can't be far off. It can't be far off at all. Yeah. Wow. And so that's beautiful. And so are there other projects that you had gotten involved with that were medically kind of derived or directed?
Yeah. So you guys have probably seen Nick's finger, the little prosthetic finger you can get on Thingiverse. Should have pulled it out of the cupboard, but we've done a lot of that kind of stuff for our local hand therapy group as well. And people come in with missing fingers and stuff from workplace accidents, and we can make a custom socket that fits on perfectly and kind of matches with the existing designs that people have already made online, which is really nice. And
do you scan their remaining finger?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So sometimes we take a cast of it and then scan the positive. And students can do projects with hand therapy as well, and they always have projects for students to work on that are kind of in the range of things that can help people rebuild hand mobility. So different kind of puzzles and trainers that kind of make you, use all your fingers, I suppose.
Wow. Well, I mean that's really the I can feel the community orientation of the things that you've done, which is really, really impressive.
Then thanks. Is it a good time to pivot to fun things? I mean, those are community things.
Yes.
But we also have Glow Stitch.
Yeah. So it's a product that I crowdfunded a few years ago, and you might be able to find a picture of it in those slides. That is essentially. Yeah. I don't know if any of you have used LilyPad electronics before.
Yes.
The idea of like, you hand stitch in with conductive thread. And I used to do a whole range of workshops with LilyPad, and they were kind of really frustrating to teach because no one knew how to hand sew anymore.
Yes.
The lack of skills in that space is kind of, it's pretty tough. And I really loved the Chibitronic circuit stickers. And I kind of thought that what if you could have like a hybrid kind of product that would combine the best of both worlds, where, you could use conductive tape to join all of the pieces together. But what if you could use a sewing machine to actually sew all of the pieces down, so you could use them for all kinds of wearable tech projects?
Huh.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I come up with. So these aren't adhesive like Chibitronics are, but these are flexible circuit boards. And so you can take out these little LED strips and you can stick them down. And because it's so thin, it's really versatile for a whole range of crafting projects. So, thinking about, if you want to paint over them, put them in a painting, or add them to paper craft projects like origami, pop-up books, or whatever it is.
Wow.
Something that, is just for a whole range of crafting stuff. And I crowdfunded it a few years ago with Crowd Supply. And they're available online now.
Oh, no kidding.
Easy.
Yeah. I even set up my 3D printer while I was building them to do like 3-point bend testing.
Really?
It would just constantly poke the sample that I'd made to see how many pokes it would take before it broke. And my Ultimaker at the time could do about 10,000 pokes a day. And it finally broke after about 44,000 pokes.
Okay.
Which is pretty good.
That's really good. That's very durable. Yeah. Wow. Well, that definitely is the kind of thing that you want to, for those of us who have young people to entertain, and also to entertain ourselves. That's a really very, very cool way to engage with technology.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like many of my projects, it's all open source as well. So people can go and download literally the KiCad files if they want to make their own kind of versions of it and follow my instructions on Hackaday.
Wow. You are
found an example on Instagram of the glow stitches in action.
Yeah, so I put them in a dress. And it's like a little secret necklace.
And it's not a dress that you made. You could just incorporate it to a garment that you already have, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and there's color cycling varieties, so they automatically just cycle through the rainbow without you needing to do any coding. So it's very much designed for people who have no electronics experience at all and kind of want to keep it really simple and straightforward, rather than kind of going beyond.
Wow. Well, that's great. That's great. And then also you've also got the LED boards, or the custom PCB boards.
Yeah. So I've designed a whole range of soldering kits as well. And these are a bit of fun because like they use two-tone solder mask. So normally when you think about what a circuit board is, it's kind of just very boring and green. But these, I actually traveled to China pre-COVID and found a factory that would do two different solder mask colors so that it would look more like an enameled pin. And I was at this massive like high-tech circuit board expo, and I was going around with a translator asking every factory, like, would you do two solder mask colors? Would you do two solder mask colors? And like, as we kept going, the translator just translated more and more of the roasts that were coming back from the factory. Like, why would you do this? Circuit board goes in box. No one looks at circuit board. Circuit board is for function and not for pretty. And then finally, by the end of the tour, when someone finally said yes, we were like, "Are you sure? Can you ask them if that's actually what they said?" Like we didn't believe it. But nowadays, you can like get these boards from PCB Buy. They do two-tone solder mask as one of their features.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bit of a better picture there.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. And then this is kind of, did this spur your love of collecting artistic circuit boards?
Yeah. So I have like a big circuit board wall in here, which is kind of a bit around the corner. It's a bit hard to see here. It's kind of hiding behind all of this stuff.
Oh boy.
Which we'll want to talk about the tarot card reader soon too.
Yeah.
Too much.
There's too many things here. And yeah, like it's a great way to, like, I really love to support like budding circuit board designers, especially. And I love to do kit swaps where I can send them, you know, a whole range of examples that I've made and add some of their boards to my little circuit board wall. And yeah, like there's just so much you can do with circuit boards. Like it's not just about, you know, making functional things. You can make really beautiful things because that immersion gold finish is just, yeah, you can make things that kind of, yeah, look really special for, yeah, quite a kind of modest price.
Wow. And so you mentioned PCB Buy. where do people typically get their circuit boards to work on and to produce? Where do they usually get them from?
Yeah, your two main players at the moment are JLC PCB, which is the more competitive on price one, and PCB Way, which is kind of the one that offers more features. And but yeah, usually circuit boards are all made in China. Like in Australia especially, there's only a couple of factories left that make circuit boards, and they're only reserved for defense. I think over in the US you have Oshpark still.
I wouldn't know for sure.
Yeah, I'm very low on the skill set or the skill tree for electronics, and so
I've done them. I've done them a couple times though. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. Yeah.
So usually for me, if I'm just testing some boards and I order them from China, I usually expect to pay about $50 for 5 boards, which is mostly shipping. And kind of doing the maths in my head there, that's probably $30 US.
Oh wow!
Okay.
So it's quite cheap.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a good entertainment dollar right there. We'll pay $30 just for the tickets to go see the next movie at the theater. So I think this is a much better way to entertain ourselves. I think.
I find it really handy because like people come in here all the time and they say, Steph, can you 3D print 100 freebies for an event? And I have to sometimes say, should we? Because it's a load on the 3D printers, and the product sometimes, you know, just breaks really easy, and it's not going to withstand that test of time. And if I can do little circuit board freebies instead, like I make these for the surveying team, these end up being about 40 cents each, and they're fiberglass, so they're quite strong, and they have that real gold finish, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and so PCBs for giveaways and for advertising, and they're certainly more durable than something that wow. Okay.
Gorgeous, durable, cheap, and they really, you know, obviously have that tech spin to them, which kind of, you know, says, wow, that's what that is.
Wow. And so with the design of the PCB boards and for events and stuff like that, how long is the lead time that you need in order to get something to promote? Like, how long do you need between idea and execution in order to have it in place?
Probably a month, I think, to be a bit more generous. If I was working fast, I think probably a week. I know it might take me a day to make a design, and then it takes 2 weeks for the factory to make it and send it back.
I did not expect it to have that quick of a turnaround.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you do your design on Rhino, or what are the design softwares that you use?
Yeah, I usually make the design first in Adobe Illustrator, but any vector software is probably fine. And then I put it into free KiCad or KiCad software, and that's where you make your circuit boards. But yeah, as you can probably realize, making artwork on circuit boards is actually illegal in circuit board like software land, because
Okay.
like it's usually just for function, and like putting artworks in, like, yeah, it's usually not quite designed for it. And if you want, you know, different artworks on different layers of the board, I actually need to export parts of the file and edit them in Notepad++ to actually change the layer it's on manually, so that it kind of makes in the way that I want it to.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the software is still catching up, I think, to like the little community that's being built around this.
The creativity that people are having around the whole process.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then
Sharing another example of that, like the cat I like the different layers that you've done, and it's fantastic.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you can do a lot with it.
And is this one, I'm gonna use the word, does it light up? Does it have, besides the form, does it do other things as well, as far as like using the network and the connectors and the things of that nature? Can you tell us a little bit more about that one?
Yeah, so this one is a lamp that lights up in the dark. So it senses when it's dark and a little light comes on, and when it's in a quite dark room, it projects behind it and makes it look like there's a moon above the cat if there's a wall, which is really nice.
That's staggering. And where can somebody pick that one up at?
Yeah, so those are sold through my Etsy shop.
Okay.
Yeah, and my online website shop. Adafruit also stocks some of my kits as well.
Okay. My daughter would love that. We've been looking for something like that for a while now. So
gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And you were happy that I bought your book, but now you're going to get a whole other slew of sales.
Oh my gosh. Fantastic.
Absolutely. Yes. And so what kind of stuff, what kind of projects do you have on the horizon? And you've got a couple books out there. You've got the PCB boards that do all kinds of wonderful things. And
before we get to the horizon, can we talk about the tarot card reader?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think both of those things kind of match up quite well.
They do actually.
Okay,
yes.
So, yeah,
what is in the future?
What is in the future? So this one here is a machine that I've only just finished recently building, and it's pretty much gives you a tarot card reading. It's a bit kind of fun and silly, and when you go through and you like click to begin, a bit hard to see, but when you draw the cards, they come up
it has sound
there.
effects too.
Yeah, and then you can print the reading out, and it comes out on a little receipt printer, and you can take it home. Yeah, so this is kind of designed to be something that's like interactive, where you can take something home and kind of feel like, oh wow, I did this in the makerspace, and it's a Raspberry Pi project. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's very much aimed to inspire.
Wow.
And yeah, it's probably my first post on Instagram that's properly blown up, and it's kind of it's blown me away, the response that people have had to it. And it's been a huge variety of different responses. People are like, where can I buy this? And some of the psychics are getting in the comments being like, this isn't real tarot. And it's certainly not meant to be. Like, to be honest, like, I've actually made readings really positive. Because some of them, like, if you're a student and you're coming in here, you don't want to read something that's like, you are in financial poverty and stress.
Right.
So I've kind of reworded them to be like kind of still true to the meaning, but like a bit gentler, like you may be experiencing financial stress, but things are looking up, maybe in a financial pinch. So yeah, I've kind of made it a bit more gentle, and there's no, if you're familiar with tarot, you can have reversed readings as well, which is where the cards are upside down and it's kind of like a negative version of what it's saying. So there's no upside down readings, and it's kind of just, it's just meant to be really happy kind of energy. And of course, the secret behind tarot cards and why people find them to be so accurate is that, usually like the card readings kind of could just apply to anyone at any time.
Yes.
Like they're super broad.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I really love the idea of more femme tech, and like this is specifically kind of built to inspire some of the girlies that might, not think tech is really for them, but kind of look at this stuff and think, actually I could build something that really resonates with my aesthetic or the things that I'm interested in.
That's wonderful.
You mentioned earlier that you need to work on your coding skill tree. Is that part of this project help you color off some of those achievements?
Definitely. So this project began because I started doing a Python course, which was literally called Witchy Coding. It's run by an awesome lady called Megan Trainer. And like literally the bit of software that we made as part of that course was this tarot reading generator. And I just thought it would be really cool to put that in a physical display. And so I did a bit more work on the code so that it would, have like a splash screen that would come up and it would print out on the receipt printer. And I feel like I have a lot more learning to do though. Like I'm kind of smashing through the W3 schools courses on Python. And I really want to keep building and learning and make sure that I can kind of look at this stuff with a better eye to see what's possible.
And when you say W3, what does W3 stand for?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. But it's just like a code academy or like a Khan Academy kind of website.
Doesn't it stand for? I always assumed it stood for www, like World Wide Web. Is that not the case?
It could be. I'm not too sure.
Well, there we go. Well, learn something new every day.
This might be the second time today I look up the etymology of some kind of tech term.
And I've had that many people asking me about where they can buy this that I'm caving, and I'm currently exploring how to, let people put in pre-orders so I could make a huge batch of them up for anyone who wants one.
Wow. Well, that's great. That is, it's so unique and it has such a kind of a inviting kind of a way about it, and you got the nice pastel colors and everything. So it's really great.
Big crystals.
Yes.
New age.
Yeah, I just watched Dark Crystal last weekend. So harkening back to that. That is great. So really, this is your next project that you're working on.
Yeah, so it'll be this and that life skills book. They're my next two big projects. And I'm just trying to get my chapter sample ready to send to some publishers. I'll be keeping busy.
Sounds like it. It sounds like it. It sounds like and building on success, which is great. It's when somebody has had something published, it's probably easier to have more things published. So
yeah, I hope so. It's a pretty weird little idea. So see how it goes.
I think it's going to go pretty well. I think it's, and we can say that we had you on your show and we knew you win. And our show, and we knew you win, which is really great.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Now, is there anything near and dear to your heart, Steph, that like a project that maybe we didn't miss that you want to like highlight or talk about?
I think you guys have covered it quite well. I think the tarot machine was the last thing. So it's been so delightful to talk to you guys about all of this stuff. It's been fantastic.
Well, it's been fantastic for me too. And I think for both of us, I can speak for Vicky.
I think I've been wanting to do this since November, I think.
Oh my goodness.
We finally made it.
Yeah, we're super lucky. And we're glad it's not like 3 a.m. there or something like that. So
sometimes it is, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Well, but not during our show. That would be the big plug there.
Yeah. Mornings and evenings usually the matchups.
Oh, there you go. Yes, absolutely.
Now, how often do you update your website, Steph?
Oh, as often as I can. I'm probably most active on Instagram right now.
Okay.
That's the best spot for people to follow me.
I'll grab the link and put that in the chat for us. And here we go. And it feels like we are wrapping up, which looks like we almost nailed the time perfectly. We tried to stream for an hour.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we go maybe a little bit longer, and that can be taxing for our guests and stuff like that. Everybody's got so much stuff to do.
Especially guests that are in their physical day job right now.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like I could just keep waffling, but yeah. And I don't want to hold you guys for
No,
longer as well.
we're not holding us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I do need you guys to banter for just a few
Okay. Yeah. So
get our little banter.
So Steph, when it comes to things in Australia, like are there things that makers are really kind of gravitating towards now, trends that people are really getting into down under right now?
Ooh, good question. I tend to see quite a lot of ag-focused projects out where I am.
Really?
And yeah, people often come in, and because we're out in the bush a little bit out here, people come in and they say, cockatoos ate my project. Which are like these birds have like big frills at the top, or angry creatures. And so you sometimes need to make sure that your project is not painted yellow because it kind of attracts them a bit more. Wild pigs as well can also eat your project. So we're talking about like things sensors you might put on a smart farm kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
So that's kind of pretty funny. A lot of people, I don't know, seem to be talking about tracking sheep and tracking cattle and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've come across.
Not on my radar at all.
That's great.
Has Maker Chip, the Maker Chips made it your way?
Maker Chips.
It's like the
hexagon
little chips.
Yeah, they look like they look like small little tokens with a picture on one side and the QR code on the other.
Oh, and you like make them individually and you give them to people like a little business card kind of?
Yes, that's exactly right.
I haven't seen those at all. That must be the 3D Printopia.
Oh, fresh meat.
Yes.
We will have to send some resources your way. Yeah, it's just been really fun where people make the little chips to describe themselves or their work and everything, and we trade them at events.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
As you know, I love a good hexagonal shape. So I think that's definitely up my alley.
Okay.
Oh, ours are circles, but I mean, I'm sure you did put a hexagon on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, circles. And do you have like walls where you have like all of them at once on display?
We have walls, we have carriers, we have display boards, we have a game around it. It's there's a repository. There's all kinds of stuff. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I need to get across it right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So and there's K2 Kevin is the one who really kind of seeded the whole thing, and he's got instructions and everything on printables and on Maker World, and I'm not sure if he did Thingiverse, but he's got quite a comprehensive designs and sizes and complete instructions and everything. So
that's great.
The Maker chips are a lot of fun. I've done several of them in the last, let's say, year and a half or so, and they've been wonderful.
Oh, excellent.
Great tools for promoting.
Oh, they look like a poker chip?
Yeah,
Yes.
like a poker chip.
Oh, yeah, cool. Excellent. And you both must be getting ready for 3D Printopia?
Yes, gearing up for
that
it.
will be in September. Oh, good memory.
Yeah,
good memory.
Yeah, and the chocolate printer, that's so cool. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And that I
me
bought at
hungry.
a 3D Printopia.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
So you pulled up her Instagram?
I was trying to, and then my computer was crashing. I put her Instagram in the chat, and then my computer was frozen because the whole time we were talking about Maker Chips, it would have been a great time for me to put up a picture of Maker Chips, but it was my computer was not agreeing with me. But there's a
Oh.
really amazing display over at the Japanese Rip Rap Festival over the weekend. Aha, hold on. Let's see. I can get this picture up for you. Here we go. Present. We'll try this. All right. So here where they're doing, there's so many people brought their maker chips. They have this whole wall, and then the negative space spells out the JRRF.
Oh,
that is great.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yes,
and then,
it is.
yeah, you can kind of, oops. Oh, never mind. I guess it can't zoom in, but you can just see how there's like a variety of patterns, like so many things. And then people have done LEDs in them. People have done maker chips that transform. People have done like maker chips that you kind of twist it and it makes a character wink. So like it's just absolutely amazing.
That's so cool.
A lot of these innovations that I mentioned came from the Japanese Rip Rap Festival. So it's really cool.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I'll have to get on it immediately. What am I doing?
Okay.
Out of the loop.
Oh,
well,
no, I mean,
you're setting you're making your own.
I knew maker chips had made it over to Japan. I just wasn't sure about Australia. So it's probably just a matter of time.
Yeah. We do have like a Makerspaces symposium coming up at the end of the year. So might have to get organized for that, I think. But yeah, we don't have a lot of big maker festivals over here, which is a real shame.
I never would have thought. Well, it's coming, developing. But, we can if it gets when you're ready to put something together, I'm sure that Vicky has some great advice for you.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were gonna say that Vicky in all her free time. Okay. Advice, yes.
Advice, most certainly. Consulting role, which is also very important. Very important. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, all right. Yes. Wow. Thank you for adding that little time there. So I have a little ticker going. So oh no. Is my video okay? Because my computer seems to be freezing.
It's a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow.
Okay. Sorry. Lawrence, do you want to do like a little outro? Thank everybody.
Yes. Well, and thus concludes another wonderful episode of How Would You Slice That with Lawrence and Vicky. And as you all know, on Tuesdays at our prime numbers, we come to you with wonderful guests and new things to learn and explore and to do around 3D printing. And our next episode is going to be on June 23rd, 2026, where we will have a guest to talk about 3D printing, to bring us new projects and to give us new great ideas and things that we can work on and develop and help with our community. And so thank you all so much for joining our How Would You Slice That, and we will see you all in 3 weeks.
Yes, and thank you so much, Steph, for doing this. And
thanks so much for having me.
Oh, yay.